What's up, everybody? And welcome back to Tony's Corner, Gregor segment. I'm your host, Tony, here to do a trailer reaction for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Let's talk about it a little bit before we get into the trailer. I try to do that, but I try not to talk too much because I know you guys want to watch this trailer just like I do. Five Nights at Freddy's is a adaptation of a video game from 2014. I, for some reason, remember playing these when I was younger in high school, but I guess that was not the case. Must have played them as an adult because I graduated high school in 2012, so I was definitely playing childish games when I was working. That being said, good game. I liked it. The movie came out. I had a love-hate relationship with it. It wasn't bad. There we go. Before you guys get upset and up in your panties, it wasn't bad. I just didn't care for it that much. That's all. But let me explain why. The movie that I wanted, I didn't quite get. I got it before that. It was called Willy's Wonderland. If you don't know what I'm talking about, dude, go watch Willy's Wonderland. I promise, dude, it'll give you what Five Nights at Freddy's didn't give you. So that was the issue I had with it. That and just like the PG-13 aspect really just bothered me. I didn't understand why we had to be PG-13, but if you want to attract a wider audience, that's kind of the deal. The idea is to just make it like a media franchise, lunchboxes, toys, just like we do with every other fucking universe and franchise these days. So hey, I guess I can't knock it too much, but that was kind of why I was like, I will say, though, that Hutcherson was great in it. I liked that kid, Josh. Well, he's not really a kid. I think he's like my age, if not maybe like a year older than me. So I'm 33 almost. Maybe he is a little older than me. I can't remember. But, I thought he was a good addition. He's turned out to be quite the actor. So I was like, if anything, Matthew Lillard's in this. So I saw it. Like I said, not a bad movie. It just wasn't what I wanted. The kids loved it, though. It definitely is like not really a family movie, but you can watch it with your family. I will say that. It depends on what you want to put your children in front of. I would argue Five Nights at Freddy's is not a bad movie to watch as a family. There we go. I wouldn't let my 4-year-old watch it, but my 11, 12-year-old dude, she's at that age where these kids are into this stuff, and this is a good place to start. She's not going to be traumatized. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I say that it's not a bad movie. It's pretty good. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. But that being said, I've been talking too much. We're going to review the trailer. Let's go ahead and check out this trailer. Here we go.
So you want to tell me about your bad dreams?
It's always the same.
Your dad.
This is one thing that Blumhouse does have going for it.
Move forward until you deal with some of the mess you left in your head.
My father was a monster. You know that.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we doing here?
Accident. But it wasn't until years later when those 5
Is that
children went
Skeet?
that I knew she was murdered.
Skeech, whatever his name is.
Are you ever gonna go back to Freddy's, I mean?
Oh.
I think my sister is here.
Oh shit, it's back.
Where are you gonna run to?
Legit, I can't remember much of the first film.
What do they want with my sister?
So they want the sister
I'll be
again.
dead by morning.
Nice. Okay. Now that is what I call a good trailer. It didn't give us too much. It didn't give us too little. It was perfect. And that is what I like. That is a good trailer. I don't remember much from the first one, though. So it's hard for me to really follow this. I don't know who that chick is. Was she in the first one? I can't remember. I know his sister gets involved with Freddy's when, he's trying to be the security guard there and she gets lured into it. So clearly they want her back. It sounds like we're going to get more of the lore, too, of behind the location of Freddy's, that's what I want to. I mean, That's the best way to go with it. Didn't Lillard's character die in the last one? I can't remember, dude. I might have to go back and rewatch that movie. I genuinely don't remember. I know that, like, there was a scene where he's getting crushed and he's like, go ahead, I'll be back. Like, I'll come back. And in a way, it was like foreshadowing. It was like, I bet you they will. They will bring him back. And I love Matthew Lillard, dude. Like, he's awesome. I don't care that he's out here virtue signaling, and stuff like that. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Still a great actor. But if I gotta be honest with you, because of the fact that I can't remember much of the first one, it was really hard for me to stay like glued to this one. I was kind of like, oh, this looks the same. More of the same, really. But if we can go further into the lore, like I said, I'd be all into this trailer. It's very short, too. I like that it was not too long. You know, there are trailers that they just reveal way too much. When you watch the trailer from the first film, dude, that one does give you too much, in my opinion. That's kind of why I chose not to see it in theaters. If I'm being quite honest with you, I know I'm that guy. I waited for Five Nights at Freddy's to basically go to streaming, and that's how I watched it. I think that's probably why I didn't have the best experience that a lot of you guys did. Most of the people I spoke with that went and saw in theaters, they came out and that's all they talked about was that movie. They were like, dude, it was good. And I was like, okay, so maybe it's more of a theater thing, really. But let's not talk about the first one. We're talking about the second one. I love that Matthew Lillard's back. Looks like what's his name is in there? Billy Loomis. I wonder what role he's going to play. But I do like that you got two icons, dude, in a movie that's pretty much like the biggest thing this generation has to offer. I mean, besides Minecraft and some of these other things that kids are into now that are from my time, I would argue Five Nights at Freddy's is a huge thing. Like, this could really be a franchise for this generation. This could be their Friday the 13th. It could be their Nightmare on Elm Street. Who knows? If it's done right, like the first film. Because again, I could sit here and tell you I didn't like the first one. That does not exclude the fact that it actually made money and that it was a big deal. And that it's a decent flick. Like I said, I did enjoy it. I'll repeat it one more time. Go watch Willy's Wonderland. That's the movie you're looking for if you want like the blood and the guts. And less story for sure too. I mean, there's story, don't get me wrong. It's literally the same thing as Five Nights at Freddy's. It's more hyper and violent. It's definitely more on par with the game. But the last thing I want to do is offend people that play the game, because I know there's going to be people that are going to show up and just say like, well, the game wasn't like this or that. And it's like, well, no, the game was scary. The game was violent. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking the movie. I'm just simply saying that Willy's Wonderland was more of a faithful adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's. There you go. But to the diehards that love the franchise, I wish it well. Like this, I will say, closing this up, I'm probably not going to see this in theaters. Highly suggest you don't do it either, unless you got kids like me, which means I'm probably going to end up going and seeing it in theaters. Damn it, I just realized that, dude. That sucks. Anyway, Five Nights at Freddy's. Did you watch the first one? What'd you think of it? Should I do a movie review on it? We'll see. How do we feel about part 2? Are you going to see it in theaters, or are you going to wait till streaming like little me here? Anyway, regardless, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please. Hit the like button as well. I hate asking for stuff, but since we've kind of moved over to our own channel away from Greg Earth, it's been really hard to get some traction. So come on, folks. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your hidden girlfriend. Tell them all about how cool Tony's Corner is, but act like you've never heard of it. No, I'm just kidding. Until then, folks, remember to stay rad. Oh, and dude, stop spoiling shit for people, dude. When these trailers drop, quit posting shit that isn't true. Sometimes spoilers are real, but a lot of the times people post rumors that aren't even true, dude, and they end up spoiling shit anyway because there's some sort of grain to them. You know what I mean? Like, stop it. Just watch the trailer, wait for the movie to come out. Pure and simple. That's the Tony way. That's how you should do it. All right, I'm done lecturing you guys. I'm going to go before the video ends up cutting out on me anyway.